A teenage girl named Emma dreams of exploring the world beyond her home. But when she goes against her mother Catherine's rules, she unknowingly walks into a trap set by a dangerous human trafficking group. With only 48 hours before Emma disappears forever, Catherine must follow the few clues she has and race against time to save her daughter. The story begins on a bright day at a peaceful beach. A young man named Johnny walks along the shore and spots a homeless couple sitting nearby. The couple looks worried when they see him, but Johnny quickly puts on a friendly smile. He offers them food and tells them he works for a local shelter that can provide them with a safe place to stay. The husband seems unsure, but the wife is touched by Johnny's kindness and convinces her husband to trust him. Thinking they are being helped, the couple agrees to go with Johnny. But as they walk toward a nearby van, Johnny secretly signals a group of men hiding close by. Suddenly, the men attack the couple, forcing them into the van before speeding away. Johnny then gets a call from his boss, a woman named Melina. She warns him that their rich clients are no longer satisfied with vulnerable targets like the homeless. They now want young, healthy victims. This forces Johnny to change his plan. Meanwhile, in the suburbs, Catherine is introduced. She's a protective and strict mother raising her teenage daughter, Emma. Catherine keeps a close watch on Emma and has strict rules, including no dating boys. That morning, after breakfast, Catherine drives Emma to the mall to meet her friend Courtney. As Catherine drives away, she notices Emma and Courtney talking to two young men. Suspicious, she immediately calls Emma to ask about the boys, but Emma ignores her calls. Catherine decides to wait until later to confront her about it. Later in the day, Catherine goes to work at a construction site. On her way in, she notices a missing persons poster attached to a pole. Curious and concerned, she asks one of her coworkers about it. The man casually brushes it off, saying it's probably just another teenage runaway. He even suggests Catherine take the poster down when she leaves. When Catherine heads home, she decides to take down the poster. Just then, a woman approaches her. She introduces herself as Anna and tells Catherine not to remove the poster. Anna explains that the girl on the poster is one of many who have been kidnapped in the area over the past few days. This makes Catherine uneasy, though she doesn't yet realize how close this danger is to her own family. Anna works with an agency that fights against human trafficking in the area. When Catherine learns this, she feels guilty for removing the poster. Anna gives her a card with her contact details in case Catherine ever needs help. Catherine then carefully puts the poster back in its place. Later that evening, Catherine returns home and decides to confront Emma about the boy she saw her with earlier. Emma quickly becomes defensive, upset by how strict her mother always is. She argues that even when her father was around, he never watched her this closely. Hearing this softens Catherine's anger, and she apologizes for being too hard. Feeling a little calmer, Emma finally reveals the boy's name, Adam. But when Catherine hears that Adam is 19 years old, she becomes alarmed again. The conversation quickly turns into a heated argument. In the end, Catherine grounds Emma for 24 hours, forbidding her from leaving the house. The next morning, however, Emma decides to disobey her mother. She sneaks out through her bedroom window to meet up with Courtney. While waiting, she tries calling Adam, but he doesn't pick up. Just as she's about to leave, Adam suddenly shows up. He apologizes and says he had ignored her earlier because he wanted to spend time with her alone. He offers to buy her a milkshake, and Emma agrees. But soon after, Emma starts feeling strained. Her vision blurs, and within seconds, she collapses. Adam quickly picks her up and carries her through the back of the shop. Outside, a van is already waiting with Melina's men inside. Adam helps load Emma into the van, and they hand him cash as payment. The van speeds off while Adam tosses Emma's phone into a nearby dumpster before disappearing. Back at home, Catherine is making coffee. She knocks on Emma's door, but there is no response. After waiting for a while, she grows uneasy and pushes the door open. The room is empty. Realizing Emma has sneaked out, Catherine immediately calls her phone, but it goes straight to voicemail. Worried, she grabs Emma's tablet and uses it to track her phone. The signal leads her to a dumpster near town. With her heart racing, Catherine digs through the trash and finally finds Emma's phone buried inside. Panic takes over as she realizes something terrible has happened. She calls the police at once, but when the officers arrive more than an hour later, they spend time asking questions that feel pointless and slow. Catherine pleads with them to take action quickly, but they insist on following procedure. They tell her she must wait 24 hours before they can officially start a search, leaving her terrified and furious. This delay gives the traffickers plenty of time to move Emma far away and secure her, making it harder to rescue her. Catherine, forced to return home, feels hopeless when she sees there have been no calls or updates about her daughter. Meanwhile, Emma has been taken to a secret warehouse where other kidnapped girls are held, including her friend Courtney. Melina soon enters the room. She speaks with a chilling calmness as she tells the girls they now belong to her. She explains that they will be used to satisfy the desires of her wealthy clients. Then, she demands to know which girls are still virgins. Emma and two others raise their hands. Without hesitation, Melina labels them as premium and more valuable than the rest. Before leaving, she warns them that any act of disobedience will bring severe punishment, not only for them but also for their families. The threat terrifies the girls, leaving them trembling and hopeless. Later, the girls are chained and forced to stand in a line as Johnny and his men record videos of them to sell to buyers. Courtney is brought forward first. She immediately begs Johnny to let her go, crying and shaking. When she refuses to follow his orders, Johnny signals one of his men, who punches her hard in the stomach. The pain breaks Courtney's resistance, and she reluctantly does as she is told. When they finish recording her, they call Emma next. Emma hesitates, terrified, but she is forced to step forward as the horrifying recording continues for each girl. Back at home, Catherine refuses to give up. She calls friends, neighbors, and anyone who might know something about Emma's whereabouts. But no one has seen her or heard anything, leaving Catherine more desperate than ever. As her hope begins to fade, she remembers Anna. Catherine quickly grabs Anna's card and calls her, explaining everything. Anna immediately tells her to come to her office. When Catherine arrives, she is shocked to see walls covered with photos of missing people, proof of just how widespread the problem is. Anna gently asks Catherine if Emma had ever been abused or mistreated at home, but Catherine firmly denies it. Anna then explains how critical time is. She shows Catherine a website where she can submit Emma's details to help track her down. Anna warns her that victims like Emma can disappear forever, if not found within 48 hours. She also reveals a disturbing truth. In many cases, the police fail to act because kidnapped girls are often mislabeled as criminals. Instead of getting protection or medical care, they are sometimes arrested and imprisoned. Hearing this, Catherine realizes that if she wants to save Emma, they must act immediately, before it's too late. That night in the traffickers' hideout, Emma meets a girl named Piper. Piper quietly warns Emma not to even think about escaping. She shares a chilling story about another girl who tried to run. The guards caught her, broke her leg, and then released bulldogs on her. The girl died a horrible death, and her fate was meant to scare the others into obedience. Later, Milena meets with Johnny to discuss business. She reminds him that the virgins must be saved for the syndicate because they pay the highest price. She also warns Johnny to watch Adam closely, as she suspects he might lose his nerve and ruin everything. The next morning, Anna and Catherine start spreading missing person posters all over the community. When they try to put one up at the same shopping mall where Catherine had found Emma's phone, the manager stops them and refuses. Catherine, furious, lashes out at him, asking how he would feel if his own daughter were missing. While they argue, Anna notices a security camera. She immediately demands that the manager let them review the footage. After some hesitation, he agrees. On the screen, they see Emma with Adam. They watch as Emma suddenly collapses and Adam carries her away. Catherine is horrified. Anna quickly orders the manager to call the police, then rushes out with Catherine to track Adam down themselves. Once outside, Catherine suddenly spots Adam walking nearby. Anna tells her to stay calm and suggests they follow him quietly to find out where he's going. They trail him until he reaches a park where Johnny is waiting for him. But Catherine, overcome with emotion, can't hold back any longer. She jumps out of the car and confronts Adam, demanding to know where Emma is. Adam, panicked, denies knowing anything. Catherine threatens to call the police, and this makes Adam nervous. From a distance, Johnny sees what's happening. Realizing they've been exposed, he quickly escapes, leaving Adam to deal with Catherine alone. As Catherine's questions grow more intense, Adam tries to run. Catherine chases him. During the chase, Adam falls to the ground, gasping for air as his asthma attack hits. He reaches for his inhaler, but Catherine grabs it first and refuses to give it to him unless he tells her where Emma is. Desperate to breathe, Adam finally begins to talk. Just as he's about to reveal everything, Johnny suddenly appears and shoots him. Mortally wounded, he gives Catherine a final clue about Emma's location before dying. Heartbroken and furious, Catherine returns home. There, she is confronted by a police officer who warns her not to put herself in danger by acting on her own. But Catherine, filled with rage, lashes out at him, demanding to know why the police are doing nothing to find her daughter. Angry and tired of the police doing nothing, Catherine decides to take action herself. She and Anna check the trafficking website again and see new listings. To their shock, they find Courtney's photo. She looks terrified and heavily drugged. Seeing this makes Catherine more determined. Since the police won't help, she comes up with a risky plan. She will pretend to be a client and go undercover to find Emma and expose the traffickers. Meanwhile, at the hideout, Milena orders her men to get the girls ready to be moved to a place called the Pink House. Not long after, Catherine and Anna arrive at the location where they are supposed to meet the girl they bid for. Before Catherine goes inside, they take a moment to plan their next steps. During this quiet moment, Anna opens up about her painful past. She reveals that she was once a victim of trafficking. As a child, she was sold and suffered abuse day and night. Surviving that nightmare is what drives her to save other victims now. Before Catherine enters, Anna gives her a second phone and warns her. If she doesn't come back in 30 minutes, Anna will call the police. Catherine is searched by the guards before they allow her inside. They lead her to a small room where she finds Courtney lying there, weak and drugged. Seeing Courtney like this pushes Catherine to act fast. She snaps a quick photo of Courtney and sends it to Anna, who immediately contacts the authorities. Catherine tries to ask Courtney about Emma, but Courtney is too out of it to respond. At that moment, one of the guards gets a phone call. It's Melina. She has just been warned by someone in law enforcement who secretly works for her. They inform her that Emma's mother is inside the compound. Meanwhile, Catherine has changed Courtney into clean clothes and is trying to carry her out. But before they can escape, the guard betrays them. He strikes Catherine on the head, knocking her out cold. When Catherine wakes up, she finds herself tied up inside the traffickers' main base. Moments later, Melina walks in, dragging Emma with her. Catherine cries and begs Melina to let Emma go, even offering her money in exchange for her daughter's freedom. Melina refuses without hesitation. Instead, she tells Catherine about her own dark past. She reveals that when she was just 13, her own mother sold her to the syndicate. By the time she turned 18, she had started her own trafficking network. By 20, she was already running her own empire. At first, she only dealt with women, but later she decided to include children because they brought in more money. Melina coldly explains that her only goal is profit, no matter who gets hurt. Then, she demands to know what Catherine has told the police. Catherine, terrified but determined, swears that she hasn't told them anything. Suddenly, Melina gets news that the syndicate has arrived. She quickly orders her men to take Emma to them and leaves Catherine alone with one of the guards. The guard tries to assault Catherine, but when he lets his guard down, she grabs his gun. Acting fast, she overpowers him, knocks him out, and rushes off to rescue Emma. Catherine finally finds Melina, who has Emma at gunpoint. Melina reveals that she has changed her mind. Instead of giving Emma to the syndicate, she now plans to sell her piece by piece to different buyers around the world. Melina then pushes Emma toward Catherine, forcing her to drop her weapon. As Melina raises her gun to shoot Catherine, Emma quickly picks up the dropped gun and fires, killing Melina and ending her reign of terror once and for all. Moments later, the police storm the compound. A violent clash breaks out between the officers and the syndicate members, but in the end, the traffickers are defeated, the captives are freed, and Catherine finally reunites with Emma. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.